Ever wondered how we perceive the world around us? It's a fascinating question, isn't it? The world we experience daily is brought to us through the magic of our five special sense organs: the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. These biological marvels are our gateways to the world, our interpreters of reality. Let's start with the eyes, the windows to our world. They allow us to see the vibrant colors of a sunset, the smile on a loved one's face, or the words on this screen. But how? Light enters our eyes and it's converted into electrical signals that our brain interprets as images. Quite a feat, right? Next we have our ears, our personal concert halls. They allow us to hear the melodic chirping of birds, the laughter of a friend, or the rustling of leaves. Your ears capture sound waves, transforming them into vibrations that your brain decodes as sound. Moving on, let's talk about the nose, our personal scent detector. It allows us to smell the aroma of freshly brewed coffee, the fragrance of a blooming flower, or the scent of rain-soaked earth. The nose houses millions of olfactory receptors that detect different odor molecules, sending signals to our brain that we recognize as distinct smells. Now let's consider the tongue, our taste tester. It allows us to taste the sweetness of a ripe mango, the bitterness of dark chocolate, or the tanginess of a lemon. The tongue is covered with taste buds that detect different taste molecules, relaying this information to our brain, which interprets it as flavors. Lastly, we have the skin, our touch sensor. It allows us to feel the warmth of a hug, the coolness of a breeze, or the roughness of a bark. Our skin is embedded with nerve endings that convey various tactile sensations to our brain, enabling us to perceive touch. From the colors we see to the sounds we hear, the scents we smell, the flavors we taste, and the textures we touch, our sense organs are the unsung heroes of our perception. Now let's dive into the complexity and marvel of these sense organs, starting with the eyes. Imagine a world without color, without light. That's a world without eyes. The eyes are windows to the world. These intricate organs are made up of several vital parts, each playing a unique role in processing the vision we see every day. Let's dive deeper into the anatomy of the eye. Our journey begins at the cornea, the clear outer layer of the eye. It's like a built-in protective shield, guarding our eyes from dust and germs. But it's not just a bodyguard. The cornea also plays a crucial role in focusing light as it enters the eye. Next, we find the iris, that colorful part of the eye that gives you your unique eye color. But it's more than just an aesthetic feature. The iris is a muscle that controls the amount of light that enters the eye, adjusting the size of the pupil according to the light conditions. Behind the iris, we find the lens. This transparent structure is flexible and changes shape as we focus on objects at different distances, a process known as accommodation. And finally, we reach the retina, the innermost layer of the eye. This thin layer of tissue contains millions of photoreceptor cells that convert light into electrical signals. Now let's delve into the fascinating process of vision. When light enters the eye, it's first refracted or bent by the cornea and lens. This light then reaches the retina, where it's absorbed by photoreceptor cells. These cells, known as rods and cones, convert the light into electrical signals. Rods are responsible for vision in low light, while cones handle our color vision and detail. These electrical signals are then sent via the optic nerve to the brain, which interprets them as the images we see. So, the next time you marvel at a beautiful sunset or get lost in the pages of a good book, remember the intricate process your eyes are performing to make that possible. Next up, we tune into the world of sounds with the ears. From the softest whisper to the loudest roar, our ears pick up a symphony of sounds every day. The marvel that is the human ear is a testament to the intricate design of our bodies. Let's take a moment to appreciate this ingenious piece of natural engineering. Our ear is divided into three main sections: the outer, middle, and inner ear. The outer ear, or what we commonly see and recognize, is designed like a funnel to gather sound waves and lead them into the ear canal. This is where the middle ear takes over, housing the three smallest bones in our bodies: the malleus, incus, and stapes, collectively known as the ossicles. These tiny bones amplify the sound waves and send them to the inner ear. The inner ear is where the magic happens. Nestled within is a tiny spiral-shaped structure called the cochlea, filled with fluid and lined with thousands of tiny hair cells. As the sound waves reach the cochlea, they create waves in the fluid. These waves, in turn, stimulate the hair cells, which act like tiny microphones, converting the mechanical waves into electrical signals. These electrical signals are then whisked away by the auditory nerve to the brain, which interprets these signals as the sounds we hear. From a baby's laughter to the rustling of leaves, from a symphony orchestra to the honking of cars in traffic, all are deciphered and appreciated thanks to this intricate process. But it's not just about hearing. Our ears also play a crucial role in maintaining our balance. The semicircular canals in our inner ear are filled with fluid and lined with sensory cells that help us sense our body's position and maintain our equilibrium, preventing us from stumbling or falling. Indeed, our ears are not just simple sound receivers. They are complex, delicate instruments that not only allow us to connect with our surroundings through sound, but also help us navigate our world with balance and grace. From the auditory, we move to the olfactory, the sense of smell. We'll uncover the secrets behind our ability to detect a myriad of scents and the role it plays in our daily lives. Ever caught a whiff of something and been transported back in time? That's the power of the nose. Our nose commands an extraordinary sensory capacity that allows us to detect a myriad of smells. Let's delve into the intricacies of the nose's anatomy and how it converts odorants into neural signals. The nose's anatomy is a complex structure, but at its core, it's the olfactory epithelium that plays the hero. This specialized tissue, located in the upper part of the nasal cavity, is studded with millions of sensory neurons. These neurons, each equipped with tiny hair-like structures called cilia, are the primary soldiers in the battle of odor detection. The cilia are coated with a thin layer of mucus, which acts as a landing pad for airborne molecules or odorants. As these odorants dissolve into the mucus, they bind to specific receptors on the cilia, initiating a chain of biochemical events. Now let's talk about the olfactory bulb, the brain's direct hotline to the nose. This structure sits just above the nasal cavity and is the next stop for the information gathered by the olfactory epithelium. The olfactory bulb processes these signals and then sends them to other areas of the brain, including the primary olfactory cortex, which is part of the brain's limbic system. The limbic system is deeply involved in memory and emotion, which is why certain smells can trigger powerful memories and emotional responses. So, when you catch a whiff of your grandmother's perfume and are instantly transported back to your childhood, you have your olfactory system to thank for that nostalgic journey. So from the detection of odorants by the cilia in the olfactory epithelium, to the processing of these signals in the olfactory bulb and limbic system, the physiology of smell is a fascinating journey that connects us to our world and our past in a profoundly intimate way. From the nose, we travel to the mouth, home to our sense of taste. Sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and umami. Our tongue dances with these flavors while our skin connects us to the world. Let's delve deeper into these fascinating realms of taste and touch. Our tongue is a muscular organ, a culinary canvas painted with thousands of tiny taste buds. These taste buds are nestled within the papillae, small bumps that you can see when you stick out your tongue. But it's not just about the number of taste buds. Each taste bud houses approximately 50 to 100 taste cells, each one a specialist in identifying different flavors. Now, how does a bite of your favorite food translate into a burst of flavor? Here's where it gets interesting. When you eat, the chemicals or tastants in your food dissolve in your saliva. These tastants then make their way to the taste cells via tiny pores in the taste buds. Once inside, they trigger a complex chain reaction that converts these chemical signals into electrical signals. These electrical signals are then transmitted to the brain via the gustatory nerves, giving us the sensation of taste. Now let's shift from our taste buds to our skin, our largest organ and our primary interface with the physical world. The skin is a marvel of design, composed of 3 layers: the outermost epidermis, the middle dermis, and the innermost subcutis. Our sense of touch is facilitated by a variety of receptors embedded within these layers. These include mechanoreceptors for pressure, thermoreceptors for temperature, and nociceptors for pain. When these receptors detect a stimulus, they convert it into electrical signals, much like our taste cells, and send these signals to the brain via the sensory nerves. As we conclude, remember that our senses shape our perception of the world. They allow us to savor a delicious meal, feel the warmth of a loved one's hand, and navigate the world around us. So, take a moment to appreciate them. Subscribe for more.